Hello, greetings and namaste. This video is called Follow Your Heart. We could also call it Follow the God Within. Follow that silent, still voice within our hearts. Follow your inner conscience, your inner guru. Follow your bliss. Now, for many of us, awakening is something that's more of a gradual process. There's a gradual process of integration or falling away. The old sometimes takes a while to dissolve and to fall away and to disappear. And sometimes that new life, that new energy, sometimes takes a while to appear in its total fullness and splendor. And the mind, full of confusion, full of desires and fears, likes and dislikes, can often make things a little bit troublesome for us. So this message, this pointer, is about following your heart, listening to your heart. And this is where meditation can come in. When we meditate, when we quiet, when we still the mind, soften the body, when we sit in silence, when we watch the breath arising and falling, when we become aware of awareness, realizing awareness is always and already aware. Beingness is already being. Consciousness is already conscious. As we settle and realize that God is omnipresent, that truth is always here, we tune into that truth like a radio station. And we listen to our heart. And our heart is full of goodness and goodwill and love and truth and wisdom and compassion for us and for all sentient beings everywhere. So we can trust our heart. We can trust our heart to lead us and guide us as it will, as it does. So, Satya Sai Baba, who is pictured in some of these photos here in the video, here he is right now, he says, do good, be good, see good. This is the way to God. He also says, start the day with love, spend the day with love, fill the day with love, end the day with love. This is the way to God. We talk about a way to God. Of course, that's not actually true. It's sort of a misnomer because God is all there is. God is the totality of consciousness. God is here and now, always and already, and there is no separation. But we don't always see that right away. We don't always experience that right away. As long as we have an I story running strongly within us, or a me, or an ego, or we're identified with the person, then this wall of separation, which some people call Maya, that means it's alive, it's active, and it's harder for us then to see the sense that all is one. But this separation will go, because it's not real. It's only a dream of separation. And we wake up from this dream of separation into the living reality of unicity, oneness, love. But as we are stumbling along, which is sometimes the case, we need to listen to our heart. This is even where prayer can come in. God, not my will, but thy will be done unto and through me. Lead me, guide me. And then God answers that prayer and speaks to us in our hearts. It's a soft, compassionate, sweet voice. Although, I'm sure, all of us can look back and remember times in our lives when God seemed a bit fierce, strong, challenging, when God said, "Wake up, stand up, do your duty, be alive, finish the game, fight the devil," whatever that message might have been that you have heard. So God, we could say, is also yin and yang, masculine and feminine. God can represent all the different varieties and differences and flavors of life. All of the energies are present. Ultimately, of course, they all come from one source, so they are not that different in their essence. They are one in essence. But everything, of course, coming out of oneness expresses itself in myriad ways. And that's what makes life for the human being, and that which wants to experience, it makes it more dynamic, like a good movie or a good story with a good plot, with all the diversity of good guy and bad guy and challenges and problems and solutions and overcoming. And all of us have such a interesting story. Every human being that you meet, you can ask them, what is your story? What is your I story? What is your me story? What has life been like for you so far? How do you perceive life? What is your living reality? And most people will tell you, when big decisions had to be made, they listened to their heart. They listened to that voice within. And sure, we could say that we have no choice. That's okay with me. Because it's basically saying that God, the omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent God, knows everything and saves us in the 11th hour, leads us and guides us into those experiences that it seems that we need in order to grow and expand and evolve. Listen to your heart. You can listen to your mind too. Some would say, listen to the mind and listen to the heart. Listen to the voice of reason and listen to your emotional heart. Of course, what I've really been speaking about is listening to your spiritual heart, which is not just about, will this make me happy or not, but something deeper than shallow happiness or pleasure. What does the core of your being say? What resonates in your heart as being the highest truth? What does the voice of love say? Some people ask themselves the question, what would Jesus do? What would Buddha do? What would Sai Baba do? What would Nisargadatta do? But ultimately, every human being has to walk this path for themselves. No one can do it for you. You are unique in that sense. No one will ever be like you again. So follow your heart. God bless you. Peace, love, and truth, and freedom always. Namaste.